It's 4 o'clock, time to start our Community Service Committee meeting. Melvina, if you would you please give us an invocation?
Ja, idag då listan. Årliga häst huvudled chisen kosan ye no han tog ilastan han nimna heldi do häst no len häst ke on do häst do yutege ha. Father, we just thank you this evening, Lord, that we're able to assemble here for the betterment of Cherokee Nation. Lord, just guide us and protect us. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Melvina.
Sorry.
No, you're good. All right, Shelley, give us a roll call, please.
Yes, sir. Daryl Legg,
Here.
Melvina Shot Pouch,
Honey.
Sasha Black Fox Qualls, Danny Callison, Juliet Coates, Joe Deere, Mike Dobbins, Kevin Easley, Lisa Hall, Johnny Kidwell, Kendra McGady, Dora Petskowski, Cody Poindexter, Joshua Sam, Mike Shambaugh, E.O. Smith, Condessa Teehee. We have a quorum.
All right, thank you, Shelley. If y'all had a chance to review the minutes, can I entertain a motion? We have a motion, a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Moving on to reports. Jennifer Kirby, Human Services Department.
Good afternoon, Council. Just wanted to make a couple of announcements. As I know everyone is aware, it's LIHEAP season, and for anyone that has not been able to sign up for LIHEAP yet, we will be accepting applications in our field offices until December the 31st, or through December 31st. That's the deadline. So if someone says they haven't applied yet, or they missed, or they've just turned, if they've just gotten, maybe disabled or gotten approved to be on disability and they haven't applied yet this year, then please have them to go to one of our offices. You're also welcome to send me any information if they need to be contacted and something set up, if they're, medically or physically not able to get into the office, but that is December the 31st. And the Children's Angel Project, payments are going out. I believe I counted that there's been over 1,400 that have gone out so far for 1,400 children, and there'll be over 2,200 that were approved, and we've been approving payments weekly. So over 2,200 children approved this year. So, and that's all I have on announcements, unless there's any questions on our report.
All right, thank you, Jennifer. Any questions for Jennifer? Speaker?
What number to call for the LIHEAP?
918-453-5422.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
There will be some more information go out this week on that, so I'll send that over to Gail. So you have our office locations, and you have all that pertinent information on the LIHEAP applications.
Thank you so much. All right, if none else, Jennifer, you have a wonderful Christmas. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. Next up, Michael Lynn with Department of Transportation and Infrastructure.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, committee. You have a copy of our reports, but I would like to highlight just a few projects as we go through here. We've got a project in Adair County, a bridge project over Luna Creek Branch, that's wrapping up. If you got our report, you'll see that we highlighted it in our monthly project spotlight. You'll see some photos of that. Mud Valley Road here in Cherokee County is beginning to wrap up. It's about 90% complete, and they're just got most of the paving done. They're working on some driveways and some different tie-ins, and then some miscellaneous items, but it is nearing completion. Also in Cherokee County, we've got the Lost City Loop rehab project. It's an overlay. It's under construction currently. It should wrap up sometime in mid-February. We've also got a Bridge 22 over Little Pryor Creek. Don't let the name fool you, it is in Rogers County, but it is over Little Pryor Creek. It is nearing completion, it's about 85–90% complete. And then lastly, I want to mention a bridge in Washington County over North Fork Double Creek is under construction. It's just about around 60% completed. On the water and sewer side, we've got a lot of things going. The monthly report this month looks really good. They've provided a bunch of photos and things for you to take a look at. But under water treatment plants, we've got a water treatment plant going in Cherokee County, Rural Water number 11. Also with J Public Works, Stillwell Area Developmental Authority. And then also on the water system improvements, we're making a tie-in between Cherokee County Rural Water 1 and Muskogee Rural Water 7 to provide a connection there for redundancy. Also continuing with system improvements in Cherry Tree, as well as Delaware Rural Water 11 around Rocky Ford. We're doing a water line extension there. And then 2 wastewater improvement projects, again, one in Stillwell, flow equalization basin that we're working on, and then Salisaw Creek Park, a new wastewater treatment plant there. And then lastly, I want to wrap up with a update on our public restroom project. This is a priority of Chief Hoskin, Deputy Chief Warner. It's funded primarily with the ARPA funding, and we've got 15 different public restroom facilities going across the reservation. To date, we have installed 5 to date right now. They are set in place. They're the prefab restrooms. We did several of them in Craig County here a few years back. We're putting 15 more across the reservation. The 5 that are in place, not all of the final connections to utilities have been made, but they are actually sitting on site and ready for final connections, which we're working on. We do have 10 more. We've got 2, one scheduled to start tomorrow, one scheduled to start Wednesday, and those tomorrow will be Salina Park, and Wednesday will be the Will Rogers birthplace in Oologah. And then the week of the 6th, I'm sure they'll probably take off after that for the Christmas break, and then continue back on after the first of the year on the week of January 6th. We've got the Greasy Community Building that we'll be putting one in there. Now, one thing I want to highlight on the Greasy Community Building, as well as another one we've got coming in the future in Oaks, in a park called Charlie Tucker Memorial Park. Those are going to be what we call concession restroom combos to serve those communities. Both of them have ball fields and hold sporting events there, so they'll have a concession stand. That's the only 2 of those kind. The rest of them are just a men and women's restroom that was installed. So I've got a full list here. If anybody has any questions, I'd be glad to go through any of those. And as they are completed, we will be scheduling PR opportunities as they complete, construction completes, and the final tie-ins are made. So, Mr. Chair, that is my report, and I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Michael, thank you so much. Do we have any questions for Michael?
Hi, Michael. Thank you for your report. I wanted to talk to you quickly. There was Jerry Copeland, I believe, came down to Craig County. It's been 4 or 5 weeks ago now, working on a little project there. Some citizens, I think they were referring to it as the Southeast Craig County project. I was wondering if you had any update on that for me.
I do not. It may have been a water regionalization project. I can get an update and certainly get some information to you.
Okay, well, I know you and I have a meeting tomorrow, so maybe we'll just talk about it then.
Okay, sounds great.
Thank you, Michael.
Joe?
Hey, Mike, on these bridge replacements, they're usually 1.2 to 2 for a lot of them, and we do half and half with the county and half with Cherokee Nation DOT. Are we using, do we have enough for the new county, because they're grading the top 50 right now in Tulsa and Rogers County with our county bridges? Do you think we'll have enough, or would that be like a 5-year plan that they're going to look at?
Now, I'm not familiar when you say grading the top 50. I'm not.
What they're doing is they're grading the worst ones.
Just in Tulsa County?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then starting to go into Rogers County.
Okay.
And then we're going to get a list because we know it costs a lot. So are we doing 50-50, and is that all coming federal funds to help on those bridges?
The bridges that I mentioned in my report were, yes, federal funding, and for the most part, they are special competitive grants that we apply for called Special Bridge Fund through the Tribal Transportation Program. We apply for those and have been very successful in getting some of those grants. But yeah, I would be interested in taking a look at the data that they come up with as far as the best and the worst, and look and see if any of those are on our system, and see how we can try to get some funding for those.
Okay, yeah, and I'll get with you and get with you on that list.
Okay?
All right, thanks. Thank you, Chair.
Danny?
Michael, I just want to thank you and Bill Hicks and you guys as staff for the last council when we passed the supplement to the Scattered Water Act. And it's been a blessing to all the folks in my district, and I'm sure everyone else's district, that we're getting to help with this water and this sewer. And I know you guys have been super busy, and I just want to thank you guys for the effort and for making sure everyone gets taken care of. So thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Counselor, and I also want to return the sentiments. Thank you guys for passing that legislation. Thanks to Chief Hoskin and Deputy Chief Warner for proposing that. It was a situation that we didn't like being in, but thankfully everybody came to the table and worked out a solution, and we're able to move forward. So thank you for that.
Anyone else? All right, Michael. Well, listen, you have a wonderful Christmas.
Thank
and
you.
Hope to see you
Merry
soon, buddy.
Christmas to everybody. Thank you all.
You bet. Next up, Todd Enlow, Housing Services.
Good afternoon, council. I'm going to take it easy on Michael Lynn. He is a grandpa, you know.
That's right.
I haven't earned that title yet. So quickly out of a report, a couple things I want to highlight for you. So on a report, if you turn to the fourth page, it's just a summary of our current program participants, and this is information good through October, but I always like to highlight some of this information. Under our rental assistance, that's both rental assistance as well as temporary and college housing, we're serving 1,481 households for the month of October. In a homeownership model, there's a couple of different programs there over the decades. There are 2,455 households that are in some sort of management, where people are leasing those to own those ultimately. And then there's a loan program, and so it's a homeownership model, but it's just structured a little bit differently. It's a Title VI loan. There's 155 of those. But the big numbers there are total housing participants, 5,953 in the month of October. And then current applications, we have 6,838 pending for all those different programs. So a couple of other highlights I'd like to discuss. Housing plan, so under Housing Jobs 3.0, the act that you just passed in September, October, we are required to provide to you a plan on how that money is to be invested over the next 3 years. It's due by the end of the year, so I've been feverishly working on that in conjunction with our housing study as well as those applications that we have currently on file. So that will be expecting that by the end of the year. We are currently in the wind down of our ARPA funds. So we've been able to do a lot, new construction, replacement homes, rehabs, and assisting lots of citizens, but those commitments are dwindling. And so our application process is slowing down. And so that's why Housing Jobs will be so important moving forward. If you follow Chief on Facebook, he made a little bit of a teaser announcement, and we'll have more information coming, but we did receive the Indian Community Development Block Grant for right at $2 million for a project in North Tulsa. And that will be the only rental property that we will have inside North Tulsa, or Tulsa County, period. So we're excited about that one. So more information forthcoming. We do have partners that we're working with on that. Updates, Oshaleta. We're getting really close in Oshaleta. We expect to have everything buttoned up on the site, all infrastructure, sidewalks, everything completed by probably mid-January. And the announcement for the duplexes will be going out online later this week. Salisaw, I know the council members went to Salisaw and checked out those houses there. The 12 houses there will probably be finished sometime in January, and we're still working on a couple of site things. The duplexes are well under their way, and They'll be finished sometime early in 2025, so we'll have the whole site ready to go. But we'll go ahead and open up the houses while we're still working on the duplexes. J is coming along quite nicely. All of those have been framed and roofed. And so there's 10 houses, 8 of those have been roofed. We're trying to get those last 2 finalized. We are doing a HERS Rater inspection, which is, we're going towards a silver certification for Energy Star housing there in the J community. And then Collinsville has been brought back to life. We had to re-engineer the whole site. We're waiting on final feedback from Rural Water District, and we're securing additional easements to expand the water lines all the way down from Sheridan. And then housing study, we released Phase 1, which was entire 14 counties. We are working on Phase 2, which is specifically in Cherokee County, and that will be forthcoming in early 2025. And then Mige Glory, the last 7 of the 21 homes for military housing will be completed. Our goal was by December the 15th, but we had a materials delay for garage doors. And so we're probably looking after the first of the year before we'll be able to open up those last 7. And we're also working on a plan to pave the streets early next year. So we will actually get paving, and we'll be working on sidewalks there in Mige Glory. Speaking of paving, we're working on the Claremore Elder parking lot, the elders that are located there in the rental complex. We'll probably start that project after the first of the year. Autumn Woods, you haven't heard us say anything about that, but that's another subdivision in Tahlequah. It's up around the Grandview area. And so we are building 14 houses, actually 13 houses. We lost one of those lots due to some site issues. So they have started the dirt work out there, and it's adjacent to existing housing there in just north of Tahlequah, right off of Bryant Road. And then last but not least, I'd like to celebrate and recognize the Housing Authority Employee of the Year. We recognize several of our employees, both for years of service as well as exceptional service above and beyond, and we recognize quite a few, but our Employee of the Year was Candace Fagan. Candace works in our finance team. She was instrumental in a lot of work that occurred, but most importantly, some of the home ownership models and the things that allow us to be able to take payments via credit card or online that transformed that process for our folks that are either in lease to own or in rental. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to Candace. With that, I will hush. Any questions?
Melvana.
The students that have the mental assistance that's going to college, they don't have to reapply for the second semester, do they?
There is some information that they need to turn in,
Okay.
but they don't have to reapply.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Danny.
Yeah, Todd, with us being on the air, I know 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, we built, I believe, 27 homes. Last year, we built 367 homes. So, I want to thank you and your team as far as this is quite an accomplishment. I wish I could invest $27 and get 367 back. That's quite an investment. So I think as a counselor, we want to give you, the kudos because that's a big improvement. Thank you and your team very much. I appreciate you and the help that you give us.
That's right. Anyone else? All right. Todd, we did get to tour the housing addition there in Southsaw, and I'm just so impressed with them homes. It's a far cry from what we used to build. We've come a long way. You can tell the craftsmanship and everything that went into these homes were just as good as I'd live there. I would definitely live there gladly. Hint, hint.
No squatting, counselor.
Yeah, exactly. No squatting. But
Well, in addition to the craftsmanship, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes of negotiating with cities and municipalities and utility companies to try and get that stuff in the ground. And we have to make adjustments on a regular basis, but we are looking at that as a whole community. So it's stormwater control and making sure that we're good neighbors.
Right.
And taking care of our citizens across the board. So there, in addition to the houses, there's a lot of infrastructure work that goes into those.
Yeah.
And really proud of our team and the contracting team that we have on all of our job sites. They're doing a great
You
job.
bet, you bet. Well, thank you again. No other, go ahead, Speaker.
And just a little bit from what Councilman Callison said, I think it's important that people understand that, when we look at things and we need to see where we need to do better, I mean, everything has a starting place. And you have done a great job of starting to rectify some of the things that we needed to fix from the past. And I think that we have to start somewhere, and this shows that we have started doing that. And I think you do need to be congratulated for that, because, our production has went way, way up from what it was, and that is saying a lot, that, things are moving forward, they're not just staying the same. And so, thank you for that for our people. Our people surely appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, if nothing else, Todd, we appreciate everything you do.
All right.
Thank you
well
very
done.
much.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, buddy. All right, old business, none pending. New business, we've all received the revised version. I would like to have a motion to approve the revised version. Motion is second. All in favor? Any opposed? And this will be going to full council tonight. Josh, you want to take that?
This is a resolution in support of Cherokee Connect, a project to expand reliable communications and internet services in Cherokee communities, and I put this in form of a motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Would we, on the house, full, yeah, one for everybody. Yeah. All right. Do we want to open this up for comments? Do we have a speaker here that wants to address anything? Any questions for them? If not,
We're prepared for any questions, Counselor.
if not, we can move forward, and we got a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. Thanks, buddy. All right, any announcements? If not, our next scheduled meeting is for January 13th.
Does that need to go full?
Yeah, yeah. I need a motion to adjourn. Thank you, sir. Second? All right. Meeting's adjourned.